I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in 41 at age 2, brought to Moulton, Alabama, and my identity was stolen. I was given the name of Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married Childers. I've put all this up, who my father is. I found out in 83. I was in a campaign to replace U.S. Congressman Dr. Larry McDonald from Atlanta. I'd written about him in a medical malpractice book, unpublished, because they almost killed me. But he went down in a plane. I have to wonder if he was really on it, because it was in August 31st of 83. And the KAL was shot down by the Russian MiG because it veered into the airspace. You can program the pilot without his knowledge, and he'll go into the ocean side of the mountain or veer into Russian airspace. Anyway, Larry McDonald was supposed to be on the plane that went down with 260 plus in the ocean. But makes me wonder if they took the whole plane down to make it appear that Larry McDonald was on it. They took former President Nixon. You should hear the Watergate tapes, what's really on them, with Henry Kissinger, who made the quote, power is the ultimate aphrodisiac, as he shook hands with Diana, who's illegal, by the way. Her, nor Charles, nor Elizabeth, they're illegal lineage, and they're a bunch of criminals, cold-blooded killers. You should hear what's on the 18-minute Watergate tape, really. But anyway, I guess that's what I wanted to say, that I wondered if Larry McDonald was really on that plane, because they took Nixon off in Juneau just before it took off, and Geraldo, the reporter, got off. So they had to have known it was going down. The reporter, friend of mine that I'm speaking of, that was, I was out there. He moved from Huntsville. He saved my life. He was FBI agent too. But he was in Santa Fe, and that's next door to where my Aunt Georgia O'Keefe. I was just finding out about my kidnapping and who my mom is, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe. She was married to my father, King Edward VIII, who never married Wallace Simpson. It was a plot to take him down, and they did, and what a plot. A double married Wallace Simpson, and thus the illegal George VI, my uncle, who helped take my father down and who helped kidnap me. And he joined the Illuminati, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, the Kennedys. JFK helped kidnap me. But I wanted to get back to that. I was just finding out really at the end of 83 during the campaign to replace Larry McDonald, who supposedly went down in the plane. I was flown out to Larry Flint's, who had been shot in Atlanta when I was doing the book, in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and I lived in Marietta, Cobb County. And the book's unpublished because they almost killed me on April Fool Day. So you can't tell me life hasn't been HELL every step of the way to me and my children because of who we are, and it was an acceptable crime. I'm still telling about it. Well, I really want to say this. I visited Jack then. I hope Jack's well, and he paid a price for being an honest person. Hope he's alive and well. He's retired. Haven't talked to him in a few years. But anyway, he was living in Santa Fe then. He'd moved out there, and I stopped by and saw him. Remember, he had a book called Were We Controlled by Lincoln Lawrence. It was about mind control and programming. And I had the book and had information you couldn't dispute or refute. And I guess that's the reason it could never be published, but it's really because of who I am that all this happened to me and my sons and my family and country, really. So I guess it's about, I'll quit saying all I want to say at the moment. Life has been hell. Begging and telling people about mind controls and my kidnapping. They didn't want to hear it. I've been called every name in the book. I haven't lied once that I'm aware of. And I shudder at all that I've done trying to tell the press, who's controlled by the Rockefellers, the people that kidnapped me. So they don't want it printed. It's ugly. It's really ugly if the truth is ever told, and Elizabeth and that brood is still, really, it would shame the whole bit. There's the Brits that have tried to save me, and some Americans and Germans, some of German family and German citizens who were so helpful, and the Brits who paid a price. But I shudder when I think of all that I went through. I've been kept homeless and penniless, and trying to tell all about it, and nobody wanted to hear it. And now then, people can't wait to get chipped. So it's all come together like if you have the pieces of the puzzle, it seems to have. And I'm going to leave it at that. People have been being chipped in the root canals and everywhere, really, and can be proven for years and years ago, before 1963.